Hello viewers, welcome to yet another episode of our YouTube tutorial videos. In today's tutorial video, I'm going to take you through how to model a single plane roof with very simple approaches and easy to understand guidelines. So before we proceed, kindly consider subscribing to this YouTube channel so that we may not miss our future tutorial videos that we'll be putting up in this platform. So to begin this noble session, with me I have a simple floor plan that is devoid of dimensions. So particularly I just want to show you how to have a single uh, roof plane in to equip this entire building with a magnificent single plane roof. So having seen that, I'll go to my floor plan. Then I'll first specify a line from which my single plane will be dropping from. So the first thing for me here is to define that particular line. So I'll go to the tool panel and click on roof. Then I will zoom in to ensure that that particular wall is visible enough. So I'll use this particular plane. Of course, you need to make sure that it's just in between the wall so that it separates the wall in equal dimensions. I'll specify that until the very last corner. As you can see, there is an icon that represents an eye coming out of that place. So for this icon, it's simply supposed to give you a guideline on where you need your roof to be sloping from or sloping towards. So in this case, I'll first specify the slope on the opposite direction to where my plane will be sloping towards. So I'll click on that part. Then I'll begin modeling my plane, my roof according to the single plane mode. So as you can see here, I have my geometry method activated as a single plane, and then the construction method is specified as complete the complex roof. So I believe that is okay for me. So I'll zoom in just to make sure that I get the right wall to start my modeling from. So I'll begin from this corner and ensure that it is in line with that. Then I'll guide it through up to the very last portion. Then I'll give it an overlap. Then I'll go this way, click there. Then I'll come back to where the plane was emanating from. Then I'll click OK, and I'll be able to check it from the 3D. As you can see, that is it. Then what I'll do next is to ensure that that particular roof is in line with the height of the wall. So I'll come back and actually ensure that my wall is in line with that. So what I can do is I can be able to select that particular wall on the 3D portion of it instead of going to the floor plan. So I'll make sure that make sure that I select, sorry, I'll make sure that I select the roof. Then I'll go to the settings dialog. I'll click on it. Then from here I can now do some customization. So I can give it a height of, depending on the wall size, and I'll also model the type of roof, and I can also do some other customization, especially on the model part. So the first thing for me is that I'll make sure that the wall height is known. So I'll just come back to the settings dialog again and look at the wall. I can see it is 18. So that means that our roof will be standing at a height of 18,000. So I'll deselect that, then go back to the wall, to the roof, sorry, click on it, then go to the settings dialog. Then I'll make sure that that wall rises to a height of 18,000 and it is projected to 0. Then I'll have my roof as I'll select the material. So in this case, I'll be working with a tile. So I'll click on tile roof. Then the orientation of the or rather the angle of the roof, I'll be able to select based on whatever I'll be seeing. So I believe that is enough. So I'll go back to the settings dialog and sorry, the roof selection settings, and click OK. Then you can see where it's now operating from, something like that. So we'll be able to still do some further customization to it. So what I can do is I'll make sure that the the wall is entirely not overlapping the roof itself. So I'll be able to give a providence of around 5 or 10 meters of the wall. So I'll select my roof again. Select my roof. Then I'll go back to this. I'll go back to that again. Then I'll just kickstart the whole process again. Yes, that is okay. Then I'll specify the other opposite direction where the roof will be slanting from. Then I'll start my modeling somewhere there. Sorry. Start my modeling just some inches off the wall, because there's need for an allowance. So I'll start from there, then nicely up to the other end, meeting the slab, then that, then come up. So I believe that is okay. Then I'll go back and see how it came out. I believe you can see that now that is some sufficient allowance. So I'll go back to the settings dialog and make some customization. So can go back here, say that this is now a roof tile. Then my height here, let us say it is 20,000. Then it's projected to 0. Then I'll click OK. See how it goes. Yeah, so that is how it looks. You can still decide and make it 18. I believe you can now see that now that is in line with the wall. So what we'll be able to do is to now make the rest of the planes in line with the providence at hand. So we'll go back to the roof, and then we'll make sure that we specify that. Then make sure we specify that. Then the next thing is to ensure that is in line. Then click the opposite direction. Then we'll have our roof starting from this point. Make sure it's in line with the wall. Then make it overlap up to this end, and let it also reach this end. So we can look at it. Yeah, that's it. So we can also, in the same manner, customize it to our taste. So we can click on that, then come on modeling here using selection settings. Then I'll do that as 18,000. Then it's a roof tile, so that will be able to come out clearly. Yeah. Then the next portion is up here. Do the same thing, click on the roof, and then be able to click on that, specify the opposite direction. Then you can be able to select that and let it flow. Make sure it's in line with that orientation of the slab. Then click on that, head up here, click on that, then see how it goes. So still model it again. I believe you can see that our single plane is coming out well. So that is just it. So our next portion will be now the posterior end of the building. So we'll begin to model that again. So just in the same first part that we did, we'll go to the roof. Then I'll be able to now draw a line, of course, that is able to give us an orientation of where the roof will be sloping from. So I'll specify that direction and click on that. Then I'll begin my modeling. I'll start by this, then click here. Well and good. So I believe let's see how it goes. So I'll click on the roof, do the customization as usual, have it as 18,000 in line with the wall height, then specify this as a tile roof, then you click OK. I believe that is coming out well. Then we go back to the other room, do the same thing, click on the roof, specify the sloping orientation, then I begin the modeling. Then ensure that you make it overlap. Click OK. Still visualize it on the 3D. Lastly, we'll have the two remaining rows. So viewers, I believe now we can have a glimpse of how a single plane looks like. Now the only concern is that the walls are trying to overlap, and in this case we can also now come to the use of how to use the trim tool to ensure that our walls are in line with the particular roof structures. So for in the event that we need to trim that, we'll be able to first select all the walls, select select them, then can activate the trim tool. Can select by single ones so that we see how that goes. So select that, then then we move to the next. So it's just a matter of selecting the walls and the roof that needs to be trimmed. So dear viewers, I believe we can see that we are heading somewhere with the single plane. So in case you're still having problems with how to use the trim tool, please find in my tutorial videos a video that I've done on how to use the trim tool to effectively trim all the overlapping walls into shape. So I believe that you already learned something about how to model a single plane. This is just a customized uh, version of it. I believe that you can do something better with it. And in case you have any questions, feel free to comment right down below the comment section, and so that we can get to understand your perception of the whole thing. For now, I will wish to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so, and may you continue looking out for our videos so that we'll be able to learn together. For now, have a good time. Thank you.